Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, got up early this morning, was outside by 4 this morning, made sure Solomon had his fresh water. Everybody has water, hydration, extras, super drinks, super snacks. I was in here cooking pasta before daylight, scrambled eggs for everybody, making sure everybody has that extra to give them a little more this morning. So it's been a rough morning. My heart goes out to everybody dealing with this flooding. I got an email yesterday about another truck. They contacted me and asked me if I could provide personal care products. I said absolutely. So it's going to be a box truck and two cars this time, and the car is just going to jet here and pick up, so I don't have to drive out in this kind of weather. My anxiety would absolutely cause me to have a nervous breakdown at this point. So fantastic. Um, Feminine care products, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, razors, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, those kind of things. So I will be sending that out this week when they let me know when they're going to Kentucky. So there you go. Um, let's see what else is going on. Yeah, it's just cold. And this weather is so hard on me. But I was glad we had a small break of all of this, and now we're going right back into it again. And so, you know, milk jugs are my friends. Just saying. Okay. I do videos. I realize where my channel is. I am a prepper. I am starting a homestead's mini farm. I have done those things. I can food. I preserve food. I also coupon like crazy. I make certain that we have everything we need if anything were to happen. And with that being said, I get a lot of flack for it. You don't see all of the comments, you don't see all of that. Some of them have figured out my email address, and I've gotten death threats because I'm in the wrong genre. Really? I do all the things. I just don't agree with the political side of most conservative preppers and homesteaders and so on and so forth. I think what makes me more mad than anything is when I see them spreading conspiracies and lies, and their viewers just lap it up. They just lap it up. Really? You're going to have to wait. But I'm not eating. I'm not eating. But your breath is really bad. Go away. Um, go away. Really, seriously. Go get a mint, please. Um, and when I see these people with these channels and they're spreading propaganda, they're spreading conspiracies, and they're giving out this misinformation. I call it a lie. I don't care. If you're giving information out and it's not correct, and you either don't know or you're just talking about what someone else has talked about and you just go on with it, it's still lying. You know, with the flooding and going on, I saw another channel's personality show some sort of weirdness about the flooding, like it's someone else's fault. This same person said that Biden was responsible for the hurricane in Helene. Hurricane Helene. They said that he was responsible for that. Okay, well, Biden is no longer in charge of the government that's being destroyed. And where does that go now? You have Mel Gibson, and he's saying that California government burned out Southern California. Crazy. I mean, it's just nuts. I try to understand where they're coming from, but I can't. I cannot grip that mindset. I talk about the MAGA bubble, and it's just amazing what's going on in there. It's like a snow globe. They just shake it and go, up, oh, there's a conspiracy. We'll just spew it. We had the female boxer in the Olympics. Well, she's a man and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't true. No matter, it wasn't true. And you can dismantle it any way you want to, but it is not true. You know, just crazy conspiracies. And I've heard so many of them, and it is so annoying. But then I'll get someone in my comments who say that all I'm doing is spreading lies. So when I respond to those commenters and they don't reply, either they have gone and checked what I have said and found out that, oh, wait a minute, she really did. That's really true. Or they're just like, I don't care to hear the truth. I'm just going to believe what I want to believe. And honest to God, using Jesus as a platform to be cruel and racist and mean and a conspirator and lies, Jesus wouldn't do that. Jesus would not treat people the way that these people are treating people. Jesus would not be allowed across our border. Do you understand that? Christianity is a Middle Eastern religion, period. But you don't like Middle Easterns. America first. Well, America is first right now because everybody in the whole freaking world is looking at us like we are married to our siblings. Ring a bell? That's how they're looking at us right now. And it makes me sick to think that people think that all of us are like that. They see what you don't see, but I see. So how is it that the people that are so Trump driven, America first and all of this, how is it that you can't see what we see? That's because you are in that bubble and you are so far into those conspiracy rabbit holes that you just can't get yourself out. And even if you could get yourself out, would you? Because you're going to lose face with viewers. Viewers are more important to you than the truth. And I think that's why I get so angry being in this genre. I'm not going to change because I am a homesteader. I do have a mini farm in process, and I do prep. I am all of those things. Well, does she can? Yeah, I can. Well, can she preserve food? Yeah, I can. You know what else I can do? I can go out and hunt and skin and cook whatever I hunt. I've been coon hunting, fox hunting, squirrel hunting since I was 3 years old. My grandfather at 3 years old, I went on my first coon hunt. And after that, I was with him until men started noticing me, and then that's when it stopped. Which, at that point in time, I had other interests too. But I grew up hunting, fighting, doing the things that people learn later on in life. I grew up doing that. Yes, I am a survivalist. I can survive. But people want to make fun of me. They think, oh, well, she can't possibly be what she says she is. I am what I say I am. I was trained by a double black belt kickbox instructor who was my father. I was trained to be out in the woods with a gun from my grandfather. I learned how to can. I learned how to preserve food from my families on both sides. I know how to grow a garden. I haven't grown a garden in a long time because I focus more on my chickens. because I'm having fun doing chickens. Because at this point, I could go to the grocery store and find what I need as far as my preps. Okay. I have a seed collection. I have a seed bank, probably bigger than most. But to say that I am not who I am or that I don't have the skills that someone learned later in life that I grew up having, I would like to tell that person, shut up. You're not special. You're not that special. Just because later on in life you learned how to do those things, I did those things growing up. When I was pregnant with my daughter, her father brought home 2 quail and 2 rabbit and threw them in the sink and walked away. And I was like, wait a minute. I went and followed him. I said, what are you going to do with those? Well, I don't know what to do with them. I'm 19 years old. And he was just, I don't know what he was going to do with them. I said, hey, let me teach you what to do. It was like 23 degrees outside. I take a big dish pan. I put the quail and the rabbits in there. I skinned out one of the rabbits. I showed him how to do it. I showed him how to skin out a quail because with the quail being so small, it's just not, you don't do them the same way that you do a chicken or a turkey or anything like that. You just skin them out because pretty much all you're going to get is some breast meat. So I did 1 rabbit and 1 quail, and I just looked at him. I said, do you know what you're doing? Well, not really. Well, you better learn because I'm done. I'm not supposed to be touching that stuff pregnant. I'm not supposed to be cleaning out a cat box, but I'm certainly not supposed to be skinning out wild game. So a 19-year-old had to give almost 30-year-old a lesson on skinning a rabbit and a quail. So when people try to say that I don't know what I'm talking about and I don't have the skills and I don't have the experience, I grew up doing what you learned later on in life. Some people need to get over themselves because they're not that special. Your new skill sets are not that special to people who already know those things and grew up doing those things. I can slip through the woods and you won't even know I'm there. I've been trained. That's how I grew up. And when it comes to animal care, my grandfather had some of the best English foxhounds and Walker coonhounds that ever walked the country. Before I was born, he had show dogs that would stand on bench. He could walk away. He had an old lemon drop English foxhound who at 12 years old won best in show because she could perform. And you know, a 12-year-old hound looks kind of rough after a while. At 13, she came in second, and that's when he retired her. Old Jane was her name. That was before my time. But he trained me with everything from knowing herbs, ginseng, golden seal. Um, we mushroomed hunted, squirrel hunted, fox hunted, rabbit hunted. We'd kill possums because the sometimes young dogs would tree those. I would walk miles in the wintertime in a pair of cowboy boots and clothing behind my grandfather coon hunting. That's how I grew up. I loved it. So when people try to say that you don't have the skills because you're not showing it, just because you're new at it doesn't mean that people don't have those skills. And on that note, I've got to go because I've got a dog that's absolutely wanting to go outside. You all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. Take care of each other because the world is falling apart and they look at us like we're married to our siblings. Bye, y'all. Hugs from a distance.